that's one of the major issues that the Arian controversy was really about. It was about, what do you want Jesus to be? And what kind of relationship do you want to have with him? The position that that Athanasius and the Jesus as God group took was really that Jesus, he's not just God, or to say that he is God, a true God from true God, means that he's your judge. He's sitting at God's right hand. He is not somebody who you go to would go to for help or for inspiration. He's not somebody you would say, I'm going to do what he did, because he's too high to imitate. You go high enough, and as many Maimonides and many other philosophers have said, God becomes a kind of mathematical function. It gets even beyond being a person at all. I think it's not an accident that when the Nicene solution becomes orthodoxy and everything else is declared a heresy, that's when the cult of Mary becomes so powerful and so important. Because basically people had lost the Jesus who was a kind of elder brother and a friend and a model, a moral model. And people want that. They need that. So something had to fill that gap. And it was really it was the veneration of Mary, I think in part, that filled that need for an intercessor. But the question that's so interesting about who he was is that the more you talk about him as being God, the more you remove him from kind of ordinary life, the idea that he was a human who transcended himself, who became transformed, you might even say became divine by changing himself, by conquering temptation. He goes in the desert and he's tempted. And the Arians asked, would God have been tempted? Would God himself, could God the Father have been tempted? So on the one hand, we have the doctrine of his moral perfection, of Jesus' moral perfection on the one hand, but you also have the model of a human being who radically improves himself, changes himself. So this became part of the inspiration for the original monastic movement.